Do you want to hit me just to get up the energy? I'll punch you in. Oh, okay.
Harder.
Go. Well, Rembert, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey there, everyone. And Hello there, my name is Rembert Montald. I'm here at the Proko studios with Christian.
I'm Christian. I'm also an artist and I work at Proko.
Alright, gonna just jump in like that?
Yeah.
You need to give like an introduction first?
No.
Round 2. I'll be more careful this time, because with the kids I was just slanging my lines.
Yeah.
It's more of a challenging angle of the face.
I'm trying to think of questions to ask you.
What's your favorite food?
What is your favorite food?
I'm vegetarian, so it's tofu.
Does being vegetarian make you a better artist?
This makes me a worse artist. No, what are some of the most frequently asked questions?
Saying what kind of sketchbook you're using, who should I study, who are the best artists?
Who are the best artists?
Yeah.
It's me.
No. Sergeant. That's the only answer.
I think Sergeant is really, really good. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of books from him.
For me, it's like the spirit of his drawings that I really like.
Yeah, I like his charcoal drawing. I like all his work.
His charcoal drawings are the things that I probably like the most from him. And obviously his oil paintings, but to me, when I look at his art, it seems like there's a lot more joy in his like quicker portrait stuff.
I think it's really good, but it's good to look at a lot of different artists.
What would you recommend to people that are outside of the country that are wanting to work in America?
Stay in Europe. No, No, you mean just working for big companies in general, or you just want to come to the States, or?
Yeah, like if somebody, really wants to work in games and they want to, I guess, leave their home country, and come to the States, like, you're obviously somebody who did that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what would you recommend?
If you really want to do that, depends where you are in the world. If you're from Europe, you have no excuse to not go to art school because they're so cheap. I think in total for my 4 years plus master, I paid $4,000 or something. Like, I have no debts at all. I never had. Like, it's really great in Belgium or in Europe in general. Schools are cheap. So if you're from Europe, go to art school. Like, it's like a no-brainer.
Right.
Because you can meet it's not just for the education. It's to meet the other people and make connections and drive yourself and motivation. Have that healthy or unhealthy competition, whatever your personality is.
Yeah.
And it's always good to meet like-minded people and create a little community, because that's the one thing. If you're going to study online, if you're not in Europe, then it's going to be difficult to build a community. But the reason why I said also in Europe go to school is because a master diploma will help you get a visa much quicker. Not for the company that wants to hire you. They're never going to ask for your diploma. But the US border control and then the visa, it takes years sometimes. But if you have a master, it can speed it up considerably.
How long did it take to get yours?
A year and a half.
Yeah.
So, and because I had a master, it went quicker.
Right.
So there are cases where it can go faster, but I wasn't that priority because I was being hired as a normal artist and I could still fulfill my work remotely easily.
Right.
Why am I drawing a niche? He has armor. Okay. It's just like when I go autopilot, it's like, oh, it's a niche. Yeah, so that's one part of the answer. If you can, get a diploma. The only use for it is for artists to get visas quicker. If not, just work really, really smart, as in fundamentals. Obviously, I think people say that all the time.
Yeah. Go
to festivals like THU, like, they're escaping my mind, there's so many in Europe or all over the world. And if you're in Australia and there is no art event and you have to travel, I knew people that traveled to these art events in Europe who came all the way from Australia. Because there are little recruiters and you can start going there yearly and you don't have to show your artwork immediately. You can just hang out with people and get to know them. And then after a while, you can show them your portfolio and they already will know you. It's like, oh, hey, Christian, like, awesome, man. I never saw your work, show me. And it's like, oh, that's actually pretty good. Damn.
Yeah.
It's like, it's more human.
I feel like that's networking in general. It's like, it's not to go and just like want and ask for everything you want up front. It's to actually build like a human relationship with somebody.
Yes.
You know, you're not talking to somebody because you want a job. You're talking to somebody because you're actually interested in who they are, what they want to do.
Yeah. What I think is more important for people watching it, like this build-up is actually perfect, and you can render it digitally. I don't know.
You're gonna draw a muscle man?
Yeah.
Some kind of guy with an axe or something?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm actually having fun just doodling. The pressure is gone now.
Yeah.
I still remember Brian Woodward and going to a festival every time I ran into him. Don't forget to send me your portfolio. And I was thinking like, yeah, right. He's just kidding.
Just being nice.
Yeah, he's just being nice. And I remember going back to Croatia, like preparing this mail, Mr. Woodward. We met, like, you know.
Right.
Do you remember me? Like, I don't know, something. And I thought, he's never gonna answer this. Never. I'm not exaggerating. I sent a mail. Within a minute, with the time difference and everything. So,
right.
But like in a minute, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So he must have been accidentally sitting behind his PC or in his mailbox or something.
Right.
It was crazy. I was like, he's never gonna answer 1 minute later. It's like,
well, and that stuff does happen to people. You know, it's not necessarily the quality of the art. It's not necessarily your personality. I think it's a combination of a bunch of different things.
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah.
It's a really big axe. Oh my god.
I like it, man.
It's
like a League of Legends axe.
Yeah. I would never draw something like this for myself. But it's cool that you... I mean, I do it for work all the time, but maybe not this big. This is really... it's usually for cinematics, so it's sort of like a little bit less exaggerated. You
animate a lot.
Yeah.
Does this stuff help you animate?
Oh yeah. Like, I'm constantly thinking about how I would animate this in a way. So now I can exaggerate the post, maybe a little more like that, maybe a little more like that. It was here, but now it's there, so I just ignore what I drew first. Can I try one last one?
Absolutely, man.
It's just like,
This is part of the process of like you actually sketching.
I'm just trying to think, like it's. Let me try to draw this way right now.
Yeah.
I can fail horribly.
Yeah. Ever thought about making your own brick and mortar school?
Yeah, actually, yes. My great granduncle is this famous artist, Rembert Montald. He has like works in the museum. It's like a symbolist painter of the symbolist movement.
Right.
And he left an entire heritage, actually. And he has houses and people know him still. So I was thinking, like, you know what, I can capitalize on that name. Yeah, when I told that to Scott Flanders, he was like, yeah, you should make the Montald School.
You have classes on Nomen and ArtStation, right?
Yes, a couple of them. Like, I'm coming up with an idea, but it's just like, okay. I'm just sort of designing it in my head.
Yeah.
Like, think if I take this one on the side, I can actually do it justice. I like small open. This is actually really how I sketch when I want to make a nicer drawing.
Yeah.
It's okay, what do I like about that? It's like a little bit of a down view. That's something I liked from that sketch. I was like, okay, I like that she had like 2 swords like that. And then I like this, like a huge coat, like a big shape. It makes her sort of imposing. And it's made out of wood or something, you know? And then she's looking up, her head kind of like that. Here is just the ground. And then there is sort of a moon behind her. And with this, like, you can start with the color again. Like, the color maybe goes like this. Like, I wasn't designing before, but I don't consider myself the best designer. Yeah, this is actually my real process. I do it, and I do it again, and I do it again.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
You just keep doing it, yeah.
Yeah, I just keep doing it over and over again. Yeah, I'm not happy.
Yeah. Totally cool.
You can put this in the video, like, it's super transparent.
Yeah, this is actually what it's like to do drawings. You know, whenever you see people drawing online, there's generally like, you know, they edit out everything else that makes it not look impressive, but you know, you're only seeing the 15 minutes or something of them actually executing the thing, but there's all the other preparatory work and all the other stuff that, you know, goes into them, like performing, essentially.
Yeah. I don't like that either. Let's just keep going.
You know,
let me draw like a nice thumbnail that you can use, and not rendered per se, but I did something in my job interview that probably a lot of people would advise against. Ryan Woodward, he also asked me, like, so why do you want to work for games? I went like a very emotional route. My parents, when they were divorcing, for me, World of Warcraft, that virtual world was sort of a safe space. And it was actually kind of escapism from the situation, but escapism can be good sometimes.
Right.
But at the interview, it's like, if I can provide that safe space for someone else that is going through a difficult time in their lives,
right,
then I think I would have given back what the game did to me. Yeah, he liked that answer, but right. I think if it wasn't him or someone else, I would have
come off.
Yeah, gone off really bad.
Well, and I think that's part of the thing is like there are things that happen that are just completely out of your control when it comes to getting a job. Like that might have worked with somebody else. It might have worked better with another person. It might have not worked at all with,
Yeah.
But that was who you were in that moment, right?
Right.
And it's like I think it's important to just be okay being who you are and be okay either way if you do or don't get the job. Because there's a ton of things out of your control that you just can't influence whether it works out or not in those cases.
But here, see, what I was mentioning before, it's like foreshortening is not that hard. Like probably I could have drawn that hand way bigger actually for more impact. It's just drawing shapes on top of another and stacking them. It's like not caring about
proportion or
no, not at all. This is not a League of Legends character. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to draw something that is like clickbaity. Sometimes I suffer from the impatience syndrome and I draw too fast. Oh well. At least it looks confidently bad drawn.
Yeah.
It's always hit and miss. Like probably I could have taken these further, but
well, I think that the drawing of preliminary things is actually a really important part of the process of doing this stuff.
Yeah, because I said I was gonna draw that, but suddenly I drew her head and I was like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you want to see drawings of pretty girls, just go to my art station. Or go to any of the other artists on this channel. Watch them all.
Yeah.
Binge watch them.
Learn how to draw
and like them and subscribe.
Press that thumbs up button.
Today we're gonna draw a guy with a sword, slap like if you're excited. This doesn't look too terrible.
The other drawings weren't terrible.
Like I always made mistakes with the skull or something. Like I would draw it too short or too long. I don't know what to do with his head. Let's do something.
That story of how somebody gets a job at a company like Riot is actually fairly common. And I meet people all the time who feel like they have to get the job right away or something, or they feel like they don't have anywhere else to go, or they've kind of like lost faith in themselves or the process. But to me, it seems like if you just follow the path and do all the right things, eventually it's going to work out in the way it's supposed to work out.
So you believe in coincidence?
Well, I believe in, taking responsibility over your own career and stuff. And I think that accepting that, there are plenty of things out of your control. And if it wasn't Riot, I think you would have tried something else, eventually till something worked. There are plenty of failures along the way to your journey that completely influenced where you're at now.
Right.
Well, if somebody feels like they're in that stage where they are not sure where to go next, I think that there are always people you can reach out to. There are always events you can go to. There's always something you can do to put yourself further along on the path.
Right. If you have the drive.
I mean, did you believe that?
I met people that are really good and they just never had that luck, even having the drive. So that's why it's important to go to events to create those chances, And some of them are expensive, but they're worth it.
Well, I think it's not just events, but it's also just like reaching out to people online.
Sometimes people reach out to me and say like, oh, do you do mentorships or something? And I'm always reluctant to accept because I just don't know them.
Right.
I don't even feel like, am I in a place where I can teach? There's a reason why not every artist is willing to teach. That makes it difficult online to meet people because there's this barrier. And it's not just a barrier from, oh, you can't reach this artist because he's too good to respond. It's also them being afraid of, like, can I do this? While if you confront them in person, they have nowhere to go. You trap them.
Well, and I think that, I think so too.
Normally I would blur this in Photoshop.
Yeah. Well, and I think that an important part of getting a job is like also being somebody that people want to be around. Like it's not about being the best,
Mm-hmm.
It really isn't. Like for me personally, I would way rather work with somebody who's not as good a draftsman, but they're more fun to be around,
Right.
And in my opinion, that person's actually a better artist because they can communicate ideas better, at least more successfully.
Right. Who do you want to work with? Someone really talented that
can't communicate ideas. At the point of art is to communicate ideas, and they're not good at communicating, and they're kind of missing the purpose of art in general, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody once said to me, "Is like if you want to be a concept artist, don't try and go for the big companies. Like, just
Why not?
message a bunch of companies on Steam, and just, like, indie companies that aren't number one, and just say, like, hey, I'll do concept art for you for free or for a little money. If you do that for long enough, then you'll actually have experience under your belt to tell people, like, hey, I'm a concept artist who worked on these games.
I don't know if that is really good advice, because maybe I'm talking privileged right now because I was lucky or something, but
Right.
you definitely can. I had no experience working for a game company at all, and my first company is Riot. So.
It might not be good or bad advice, but I think the thing I'm saying is that it's something that you can do if you feel like you are stuck. You know? If you feel like you can't go to a place like Trojan Horse, or you can't go to Comic-Con or anything,
Right.
at the very least you have a computer and an internet connection.
Yeah.
You could do something.
You answered the question better than I did. Anyway, yeah.
Do you want to talk about how people should follow you?
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. That's Rembert Montald, and ArtStation is just Rembert Montald.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Rembert.
Where would King Arthur be without the Knights of the Round Table? Or Dorothy without the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion? A hero can only achieve so much without a community. While the ultimate fate of your art quest is in your hands, we'd like to help you by inviting you to join our community of art adventurers at Proko.com. While you probably won't find an elderly wizard with wisdom to spare, nor lovable metallic men on the hunt for a heart, you will find a growing community packed with humans, hobbits, and hobgoblins, all united under the goal of becoming the best artists they can be. When you sign up for a free account, you unlock a world of possibilities with students, mentors, and instructors, all ready to chat, share strategies, offer feedback, and more. So come and join us at Proko.com and start your adventure today.